addiction. In some cases, it is a choice. In some, it is a disorder that runs in people's families. Addictions ruin families, they break kids, but there are some options to avoid drug addiction. Drug addiction is a brain disease. It causes the person to not care about anything but that drug. So like, they'll have a family at home and they'll just go out and like get high all the time and like not care about their family or like feed their family. And they won't feed themselves or take care of themselves at all. And they'll do anything to get it, whether that's selling themselves, selling things like their house, things in their house. And these drug addiction leads to changes in the structure and functions of the brain. These changes in the brain cause the person using to often relapse. But some people don't relapse because they realize that it's not good for their well-being. The most commonly abused drugs are opiates, hallucinogens like LSD, stimulants, and cannabis. Opiates are usually prescription painkillers, and when someone usually gets addicted to painkillers, it sometimes often leads to heroin use. And 46 people die each day from overdosing on painkillers. Hallucinogens are LSD, shrooms, and they make you see sounds and hear colors. And when you do like acid or something, it releases a thing into your spine, and it doesn't let, like, if you need surgery on your back when you get older, it doesn't allow, like, it doesn't help your, doesn't, like, when you, if, let's say you do acid when you're a young kid and then you need surgery 20 years down the road, it won't do anything for you. Your back will still be, like, broken because you did that drug. Stimulants. They elevate blood pressure and respirations, and they make you more alert and give you more energy. For example, this is Molly, which is a form of meth, cocaine, and Adderall. Cannabis is a plant that makes you paranoid, it makes you drowsy, and there's also many other effects, and it is the most commonly used by teenagers in the U.S. And once you start using it, you usually don't stop using it because it's that addictive. And you don't realize that it's that addictive because you're like, oh, it's not that bad for me, but it really is, because you can get lung cancer from it because it's just like a cigarette. You can get lung cancer from smoking it. And how do you prevent addiction? Practice healthy living habits. And yes, sometimes it is hard to prevent addiction. Like coming from a family that has 2 drug addicts in it, like my mom and my dad were drug addicts, and it's hard to not be a drug addict because like you're just kind of like, well, my parents were, so maybe that's what I should be. And when you know like your mom or dad or some of your friends do drugs, try not to be around them. Like if your parents are doing drugs, maybe go for a walk or go to your friend's house that doesn't do drugs, and like talk about it to someone, because if you don't talk about it, then it could get worse and worse and worse and worse. And realize from family/friends mistakes with drugs and try to better yourself. Okay, like I come from, I just told you guys that I come from a family that has, my mom and dad are both drug addicts. And, like, I realize their mistakes, and, like, I don't want that. Because my dad's in jail now, and it's from drugs, and I don't want that because I have big goals for myself. And my mom, she's better now. She doesn't do drugs anymore. She's not in jail. She has 2 jobs, no, 3 jobs, actually, and yes, she didn't graduate high school or anything, but she's pretty successful at her job. And addictions ruin families. They break kids, but these are some options to avoid drug addictions. So when you think about doing drugs, don't. It's not worth it. Drugs will take your life right from under you without you realizing.